Well, I was awake and I realised, goodness, it's not midnight yet. And yet I'd not gone to bed early. I'd only been asleep I don't know, an hour or so. And I lay there, various thoughts were with me. It was one of those things, at times, of regrets about the past. And injustices that one has experienced in life. And I realised, goodness, this is not a good state to be in. And of course, I'm well trained. I thought, okay, well, you don't feel like it, Marshall, but you should listen to some of your recordings. It'll put you back on track. And so I did. And it did put me back on track. At some point I got tired of listening to my recordings. You just get tired laying there. And I obviously fell asleep. Couldn't tell you when. And I'm now awake. It's gone 6 o'clock in the morning. So I've been asleep the 4 or 5 hours that have elapsed since then. And the sleep has been fine. Not disturbed by dreams that I can remember anyway. And I'm of a peace of mind, except that I wasn't sure whether I had 2 recordings that have not been okayed yet from my point of view of reviewing, and then it occurred to me, have I actually dictated them even yet? And a song, a Christian song, occurred to me. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living because he lives. You do need to know the tune. I'll sing it. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Now, remember that some review of the past is not wise, not a good course to set yourself on at times. And it's very much in your interest to know this and realize it and refuse to be on track for such. And so you choose your state of being. You embrace good company. I usually say good media or good environment. And let that transform you, bring you back to the loveliness of your relationship with God, your Heavenly Dad. And that transforms the mind's preoccupation, transforms life, your life. It's the astonishing miracle that's been delivered to us. It's said in the Christian religion, we can of ourselves do nothing. That in some sense, well, in the sense, we rely utterly on God. Other religions have it that, there's a certain practice, even a certain ethics in some misunderstandings of Christianity, the abiding by which we will be saved, rescued into life eternal. It's not so. We are saved by grace. His loving kindness to us and all that lives. How do I know this? I don't. I trust it so. It's what I find, I value and long for. My God. My love, by which I mean not just my love for him, but his love for us. That's what counts. And it's knowing this that brings you into that close awareness, abiding with him, that transforms transitory life here in this universe of the transitory experiences, transforms it into life eternal, abundant life. The love of our Heavenly Dad. His love for us, and therefore our love for him. It's said we love him because he first loved us. Because he is the first, of course, in some time dimension feel of his being here in this world of time and space and matter. So it is this assurance, because he lives, we can face the future, whatever that is. And it's transformed, not because of us, not because of what we're able to do, but because of him. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Well, again, this morning I've managed to be true to my own recorded guidance, advice. I wasn't sure as I had something of value to say. But I launched on this recording to see if I had or hadn't. And of course, God is way ahead of me. Love you, Dad. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad. I should just say I still feel I have another recording in my mind. I said I had 2 this morning. As if it's there that needs to be attended to, but it's not there. It's just come from my awareness on waking this morning. What's it? 20 minutes ago now. And let me try and handle it for a moment. There will be inadequacies, especially from our point of view, that is. Because we have children, there are gaps in our understanding and comprehension, grasp of things. Relative to the eternal expanding fullness of our Heavenly Dad. This may always be so. It's His gift to us that there is always more in the relationship between us. And perhaps between each other too. You and I. It's an unknown, and at least in this dimension here, this universe, an uncertainty. And we trust it to Him to be a blessing. I'm thinking again, aren't I, of my friend and his daughter, just laying on him in absolute peace, to be close to Dad. It's a fine image that is a loveliness to me. And I enter into that image, sometimes consciously, knowingly, and sometimes less so, but nonetheless so, as indeed I found from very early this morning, around 1 o'clock-ish. By His love and kindness, His grace and goodness, we abide in Him, you see. His goodness and blessing overtakes us, is ever our eternal salvation. Quite simply, we love you, Dad. And that is our peace and our joy and life eternal. Thank you, Dad.